is older than you were. Why did your parents put you in this position?
The story here is, how did he get away with this for 30 years? It should have ended with Tiffany Hawkins, victim number one.
I was the first girl, and nobody believed me.
You married Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
Tracy Sampson, her sexual contact begins when she is 17. Patrice Jones, at age 17, she became pregnant. A fourth public lawsuit, Montina Woods, is videotaped.
Mr. Kelly has been indicted. There's been a warrant issued for his arrest.
The block filled up with police cars. He was not guilty, even though the evidence was there.
I know the names of 48 women whose lives Kelly has ruined. 48 women can't be lying.
Some of his alleged victims are speaking out in a powerful new docuseries.
R. Kelly turned himself into Chicago police Friday night.
I promise you, we're gonna straighten all this stuff out. That's all I can say right now.
If there's no problem and she's with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, she can easily speak to her two younger sisters.
R. Kelly was really born out of the work that the Savages were doing to get their daughter back. Just seeing their anguish and their pain really inspired me to act and really to try to figure out how to amplify their voice and the voice of all of the parents and all of the women who have been coming forward.
Joyce, if you're seeing this message, please know that I love you. I'm your mother. I love you dearly.
No parent should have to go on TV crying about their daughter being abused, being kidnapped, basically, being brainwashed.
Which was all allegations.
The Mute R. Kelly campaign got traction, both because of the fact that people were saying that he was running a sex cult, and also the Me
Which
Too
wasn't
movement.
true.
Why should there be a movement that was holding all these high-profile people accountable, and yet R. Kelly was still bumping and grinding his way through the music industry?
Because it was all allegations. He was not guilty.
Right after Gayle King, we got a call from Jocelyn.
Hello? Hey, Jocelyn, this is Mommy.
I just want to let you know, like right now, as you're listening, like really listen to me, I have apologized.
After the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, we could have said no more. But then there was the sixth, the seventh, the eighth. We could have stopped it there. Then there's the ninth, the 10th, the 11th. Like, I mean, this just went on and on and on. And we all just stepped in the name of love, and we danced to his music, and we paid for his kind.
No, because Kim Fox solicited victims and told people to come forward. If Robert Sylvester Kelly, we need you to come forward. We can't do anything unless people come forward, because they knew they had nothing on him. That's why the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, that's why all these women start coming forward, because they knew they could get lawsuits, which is money. They knew they could be on TV shows, which is the clout, the media, the cameras.
And we gave him the lifestyle that enabled this. Even though we knew what he was doing, we owe them everything.
We have to properly contextualize this moment. It is decades of internal conversations that have been happening in beauty shops and at kitchen tables and on couches.
Conversations, rumors, gossip. This is not concrete facts in the court of law.
It's between Black women and someone like Tarana and so many others shining a bright light on that and ensuring that we don't get to just skip past this moment because it's uncomfortable.
It took several exposés, well-written exposés by seasoned journalists. It took numerous articles, and it took an online protest, an international movement, and a 3-day documentary for the world to start talking about R. Kelly. And then we have this moment where he's facing these charges now. Who knows what's going to happen? but it's a pretty big deal that the charges even happen.
People need to be looking at him as a case study for what happens in silence. You know, this has been going on for close to 30 years now because of silence.
So how can she say this been going on for 30 years when this man was vindicated in 2008 by a jury? He was vindicated in 2008 by a jury. So how is that 30 years? He was vindicated.
But because so many women now are brave enough to come forward, and they know that there's a network of support that will help buoy them up when they do come forward, we've been able to break that silence down.
Yes, push them. Y'all pushed them to
Doesn't matter that
Lifetime,
these women didn't speak
and
up.
Lifetime didn't give them no therapy. These is all supposed to be victims, right? But Lifetime didn't give them no therapy. None of these women was pointed to a therapy, a counselor, but all these people just talking on a docu-series. Make that make sense, but y'all care about victims so much. And again, Jim Derogatis, he cares about victims so much, but this man pleaded the fifth when they asked him about the sex tape a couple weeks ago. But he wanted to come on this television show to speak, but now he's pleading the fifth. Make that make sense. Robert Sylvester Kelly constitutional rights were violated when all these women were going around to different venues, going down to his concerts, saying for them not to play his concerts, for them not to play his music. All off allegations, no concrete facts, presumption of innocence.
Look at all the reasons they have not to. Look at all of the opportunities that we as a community, as a culture, as the state of Illinois, as consumers of music, had chance after chance after chance to say,
and now,
no,
this same
we don't
woman,
deal with this person.
Jamila, now she comes out and says she's sorry that she came in a fight for Robert and tried to take him down because now she has cancer, and she's saying she should have never did what she did and trying to take Robert Sylvester Kelly down because now she feels as though God is punishing her. Now, why would she feel like God is punishing her? Why? Because she knew that it was wrong. She knew that it was not facts. She knew that this was an innocent man who was never convicted of a crime. She knew that it was wrong. Feminist terrorist organizations taking down our men. Please protect our men' constitutional rights. Terrorist organizations taking down our men. Please protect our men's constitutional rights.